ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الكلام كتاب الله خير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. وبعد. In the study of the Tafsir As-Saa'di of Imam Rahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di rahimahullah ta'ala, is an introduction. Previously we had a forward toward the subject of Tafsir, and today we will be having a discussion about the biography of Imam Rahman ibn Naasir ibn Abdullah al-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayh, who was born in 1307 Hijri and passed away in 1376 Hijris. His name is Abdurrahman ibn Naasir ibn Abdullah ibn Naasir ibn Hamd al-Saa'di, from the family of Saa'di, which lineage is to Al-Mufid. Al-Mufid, which is to the tribe of Al-Hammad, which comes from the Bani Ambar, from Bani Amr, among the tribes of Bani Tamim, is well known. Certain residents of the Bani Amr ibn Tamim was in Khaffar, one of the nearby villages, so you can say a small area to the town of Hyde, which was at that particular time also considered as one of the main ports for the Najd. The family of As-Saa'di is considered from Al-Mustajidda, they say, from the country of Mustajidda. That is also again from Shu'aib ibn Hamdan al-Umri, from the Bani Tamim, which is to the south of Madinah to Hayl, about 125 kilometers. These are certain areas around Hayl till the year 1120 Hijri. Thus was the geographical description of the area. Concerning his mother's side, they are getting into the tribe of Al-Uthaymin, who are the residents of Hunayza. Their great three fathers, Abdullah, Sulaiman and Muhammad, who are the sons of Abdurrahman ibn Uthman, who was titleless Uthaymin. The mother of Sheikh Abdurrahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di is Fatima bint Abdullah ibn Abdurrahman ibn Uthman, that is again going to the tribe of Al-Uthaymin. The mother of Sheikh Abdurrahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di, Fatima bint Abdullah, was the only child for her father Abdullah ibn Abdurrahman ibn Uthman, while Sulaiman and Muhammad, their generations are in Hunayza. Shaykh Rahman Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi was born in Unaiza on the 12th of Muharram, the year 1307 Hijri. His mother passed away when he was only 4 years. And his father passed away when he was only 7 years and 1313 Hijri. As his father was a Imam and also as a Khatib in the nearby masjid, when he passed away, his mother also passed away, and years apart his father's other wife overtook him. And also liked him more than her own children. She looked after him very carefully and brought him up a good build. Thus a short biography to talk about the life and the beginning of Shaykh Rahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi. Is the habit of the people of knowledge. He also benefited his lifetime education at the beginning with the ulama of his area who are around him. And he took his education from those available and was among the clever students of knowledge and a fast speaker for the knowledge. By the time he was into his youth age, he had already taken most of the important Islamic knowledge. As that was the trend of that community, in fiqh it was Hanbali madhab, so he studied the fiqh of Hanbali madhab. And also he had a deep consultation on Kutub al-Tafsir, Hadith al-Tawheed, especially the books of Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn Qayyim, where he increased his understanding and realizing about the knowledge. The consideration of the books of Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn Qayyim rahmatullahi alayhi led him from the trend of taqleed, blind following, to the trend of ijtihad, realizing the evidences and trying to follow it. So he adopted the methodology of finalizing those sayings which has the evidences approved upon it and where the points has been clarified. And mostly in that, again he was with Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah in most of his considerations and finalizing. He's looking into this knowledge of Sharia in the concept of ijtihad and keeping away from the concept of taqleed. Took him into a higher trend of knowledge in all parts of Sharia fields. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened him wide openings in understanding and realizing. So he became among those who could meet the trend of the time and the levels of the ulamas. To the limit he was able to even understand the derivations from the ayatul Qur'aniyya and ahadith al-Nabawi, and understanding the rulings of Islam for the available new invented matters of the world and newly understood incidents of the time, where he was also able to understand the deep reasoning of the Sharia and its proper connection with the present time with the hadith, and also his consideration in seeking knowledge and getting its evidence become more stronger. Among that what he memorized were the Quran, the Umdatul Ahkam, Dalil al-Talib, and many other poetries of knowledge of Ibn Abdul Qawi. Like also he memorized the Nuni of Ibn Qayyim, which is one of the best books in describing the Aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah, and a masterpiece for any Imam. Here I would like to comment a matter. There are many qasa'id compiled in Aqeedah. I mean poetries, short ones, simple ones, tough ones. Usually the Ahlul Ilm compiles to describe the quality of the Aqeedah and the Manhaj in poetry so that people can absorb it very clearly. As a trend, the simple qasa'id or the nadhms are organized or produced to elaborate and to accommodate the public in understanding the Aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah and the Manhaj from the ulama al-Sunnah's work and from the Ahlul Bidah for their work. So usually a layman, a person who wants to stick onto the Manhaj and Aqeedah will stick to that, so it will cover him up, his need in Aqeedah and Manhaj. But there are sometimes ulamas sit down to compile these in qasa'id and nadhr in depth with all the argumentations, which is a masterpiece not for just for laymen, even for research workers it become a tool at hand. Among that is Qasidah to Ibn al-Qayyim al-Nuniyya. Qasidah Nuniyya of Ibn al-Qayyim is a masterpiece. A person who attends towards it and learns it and memorizes it, inshallah he will have a great future in Aqeedah, for he will have the tools in realizing the Ahlul Bidah and refuting them with proper evidence. Usually, the students who we feel are able to reach to the position of handling the innovators and the troublemakers of the Islamiyah Ummah, we would like to educate them and advise them to get into the deeper things also as well, other than just sitting down with sandwiches. It's like nadhms and qasa'id which are simples. It's only for laymen to read and that's finished up, which won't be worth enough to get into a trend of battling with Ahl Ahwa'i wal Bidah and defending the Ahl Sunnah in depth. So Qasidah Ibn al-Qayyim or Qasidah al-Nuni Ibn al-Qayyim is advice for people whom we hope and we pray to Allah to become leaders and research workers. Ahl Fadli wal Ilm wa Deen al-Islami wal Muslimin. So when Imam As-Saa'di takes over it, it's among the signs Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him that ability to get into it, to make him work for the Ummah, and that was as it happened. Concerning Imam Rahman Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi's service to the knowledge and spreading it, he spent all his time teaching it and giving the benefit of it and guiding it and also leading the people towards it. Never a gathering of discussions or sittings of knowledge abandoned him from anything. He kept to it without anything blocking him, except that which may interfere with him at times of need. So the students of knowledge got gathered towards him and came ahead benefiting from it, and then he was a person who was benefited by it this time. Also to say in short, among the mashayikh of Shaykh Abdur Rahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi, if not to say all, the most famous, Shaykh Muhammad al-Abd al-Karim ibn Shibl, Shaykh Abdullah ibn A'is, they both were the first mashayikh of him. Shaykh Ibrahim ibn Hamd ibn Jasir, Shaykh Sa'b al-Tuwaitri, Shaykh Ali ibn Muhammad al-Sinani, Shaykh Ali ibn Nasir al-Buwadi, Shaykh Muhammad al-Amin Mahmud al-Shamqiti, Shaykh Salih ibn Uthman al-Qadi, Shaykh Muhammad ibn Abdul Aziz al-Mani, Shaykh Ibrahim ibn Salih ibn Isa. Thus he learned with as many of the scholars, and to make it short, among the books which he compiled were One of that which we have to study now, Taysir al-Karim al-Rahman fi Tafsir Kalam al-Mannan, which is known as Tafsir As-Saa'di, and Taysir al-Latif al-Mannan fi Khulas al-Tafsir al-Quran, الدلائل القرآنية في العلوم العصرية، الفوائد مستنبتة من قصة يوسف، القواعد الحسان لتفسير القرآن، المواهب الربانية، أن بهجة قلوب الأبرار وقرة عيون الأخيار في شرح جوامع الأخبار، القول السديد في مقاصد التوحيد، الحق الواضح المبين في توحيد الأنبياء والمرسلين، توضيح الكافية الشافية 10 books. من الأدلة القواطع والبراهين في إبطال أصول الملحدين، التوضيح والبيان لشجرة الإيمان، التنبيهات اللطيفة على العقيدة الوسطية، سؤال وجواب في أهم المهمات، الدين الصحيح يحل جميع المشاكل، الرياض الناظرة والهدائق النيرة الظاهرة في العقائد والفنون المتنوعة الفاخرة، الدرة البهية في حل المشكلة القدرية، تنظيف الدين وحملته ورجاله مما افتراه القصيمي في أغلاله، فتح الرب الحميد في أصول العقائد والتوحيد، الجهاد في سبيل الله 20 books. انتشار الحق، الدرة المختصرة في محاسن الإسلام، منظومة في السير إلى الله، وجوب التعاون بين المسلمين، الوسائل المفيدة للحياة السعيدة، الخطب المنبرية المناسبات، الفواكه الشهية في الخطب المنيرية، مجموع الخطب في المواضيع النافعة، المختارات الجلية، منهج السالكين 30 of them. الإرشاد إلى معرفة الأحكام، الجمع بين الإنصاف ونظم ابن عبد القوي ولم يكمله بل وصل إلى باب الحج، مناظرات فقهية، الفتاوى السعدية، حكم سبع البدنة، حكم الشاء، حكم شرب الدخان، رسالة أصول في أصول الفقه، طريق الوصول إلى علم المأمول، القواعد والأصول الجامعة، منظومة في أحكام الفقه the 40 of it. منظومة في قواعد فقهية، مجموع الفوائد وافتناس الأوابد، التعليق وكشف النقاب على نظم قواعد الإعراب، رسالة المأجوج ومأجوج the 44 different compilations of Sheikh Rahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayh. Also to mention here is among the students Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Baz rahmatullahi alayh and Sheikh Muhammad ibn Naasir As-Saa'di, Sheikh Muhammad ibn Uthaymeen rahmatullahi alayh, among the students who benefited from the Sheikh at his time. Among the leading ulamas who had spread us the knowledge of him. And he passed away at his age of 69 on the year 1376 Hijri in Madinat Unayza in Qasim rahmatullahi alayhi rahmatan wasi. This was a short biography of Sheikh Rahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi, among the leaders of ulama al-sunnah at this time until today. Al-ilm iyalun ilayhi min ulama al-sunnah fi hadha al-asr. At this time of ulama al-sunnah, they are among those who depend the knowledge on such scholars like of Sheikh Rahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi. People who are educated with the trend of following the Kitabi was Sunnah ala ma kana alayhi Nabi was Sahaba, without a blind following trend, although they were scholars who at their time had to start up their education in a particular school of madhab, like the madhab of Hanbali, but as he took the step of avoiding the taqleed and following the ijtihad, we find in his books refutations to the very things where it stands strong the madhab al-Hanbali and taking the stand of positions of finalizing according to the dalil. So although if it matters to be said he was a Hanbali, he was not a blind follower, no istabat, but a research worker, mujtahidun fi, wa Imam, and it is benefited for the people for the Sunnah wal Jama'ah of all times. This is a short biography of Sheikh Abdur Rahman ibn Naasir As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayh. And on that, we will be considering studying Taysir al-Kareem al-Rahman fi Tafsir Kalam al-Mannan, inshallah, with what has been compiled by the study of Sheikh Abdur As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi in the coming cities. So this is a short biography, and I wanted to remind you all about Sheikh Abdur As-Saa'di rahmatullahi alayhi.